Brayshaw takes a beauty. That's it. I'm growing a beard this week.
Thank you. Time back on.
Welcome back to Gus and Gawny from Sporting Globe Mordialloc. I actually didn't think we'd ever come back
It's
here.
actually a little bit awkward now that you brought that up. I didn't think you were going to.
I love Sporting Globe. I'm just not sure about the suburb Mordialloc, but I'm happy to be back.
Yeah, you could have fooled me. Let's get straight to our guest. Chris Goulding. We've got the Melbourne Yard superstar, 3-time NBL champion, Chris Goulding, and we've been chewing the fat. Full disclosure, the camera's been off,
Yep.
the mics haven't been running, and we've been waiting for these wings which have come out. But we can actually start the podcast now. Chris, thanks very much for coming.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to tuck into some food this early.
It's a little bit early. What's the time?
It's 20 past 8.
Yeah, 20 past 8.
You made it on time today, which is good as well.
Well, I could have probably played with the time a little bit. Turns out the kitchen isn't churning out wings at 7:50 in the morning, so we've been sitting around. They smell delicious. I'm not sure we'll have any, but anyway.
One thing we have learned early on with chewing the fat is Chris is a Baysider,
He is.
which
He is.
you are a strong Bayside, and we're currently. We had this conversation last time. Are we in Bayside?
Nah. Well, Chris, your opinion. You feel free to have one.
Where we are right now,
Yeah.
I think it's Bayside.
Just right on the bottom edge of it.
Yeah. Well, technically, I'm in Elstonwick, so it's not Bayside.
Oh, so you're not.
It's-
You're
it's
on the
Glenara.
other side of the highway.
Yeah.
Are you
Heaven forbid.
going to talk to him?
He's opposite ends of the table for a reason. But he trains in Sandringham, right near I grew up.
On the other side of the highway as well, though.
No. The Hoop Centre.
okay.
What's it called? The Hoops.
Hoop City.
Hoop City.
Hoop City. Google that one. hoopcity.com.au.
That's your new training joint's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's great. It's been a good change. You know, we bounced around other people's venues for a few years, so to have our own, much like you guys down at Casey, is really good for team morale.
Can you pay to use it? Like, can we go for a little shoot?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we had to do some repairs after you came in and tore down the rims that time you were in there.
Wow.
Well, I mean, he stopped defending and I did a layup, but I dunked on him.
Could you dunk, do you think?
I could, but with no pressure and no one watching.
Yeah, okay.
Ideally, yeah. I'm 6'10" and probably I'm a 4 out of every 10 dunker, so I can still miss him.
Yeah, you dunked. I'll give you that. You did dunk.
Thank you. And were you impressed with my basketball skills?
No, but it's actually not that easy to dunk.
No,
So
yeah.
to be able to do that was pretty good.
Yeah. And I've actually found it easier to dunk two-handed than one-handed. That makes sense?
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Is that a common
dunk.
thing?
Angus, you?
I have I can grab the rim one-handed.
Can you dunk?
I can. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
How tall are you?
Why do all basketballers have
6'4",
hops?
Yeah, okay.
6'3", 4".
So if I was 6'4", because I'm 6'2", that those 2 extra inches, I think I'd be able to dunk.
You can touch the ring, though.
Yeah, I
You just
can
can't
grab.
get the ball over the top.
I can do. Yeah, it's not great. Anyway, I'm not a basketballer.
Yeah. Why, yeah, like even like the smallest of point guards, they all seem to be able to dunk. Why do all basketballers have hops?
That's
I think that's just a prerequisite,
It's a really
isn't it?
Yeah.
tough
You
question.
have to be able to jump to be a basketballer.
Yeah, people who
So-
can't jump. Well, I mean, that's not strictly true.
Yeah.
You'd be better off being a basketballer generally if you were athletic. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I mean, if I could choose anything, it'd be shooting over being able to dunk.
Me too.
You know, shooting sort of arises
that's not true.
more times during a game than
Yep.
being able to dunk. So,
What's the
but it's all about views and likes and followers now. So, dunking gets you that.
It's all about content.
Yeah.
What's the equivalent of kicking a goal from 70? Like taking on 3 people, kicking a goal from 70. Is it just is it a step back 3?
Yeah, maybe like dunking on someone
Yeah, that's cool.
is pretty good. Like
So
where
we're
they
going
go
back
up
to
and
dunking, are we?
try and
So
block.
it's dunking.
Yeah, it's dunking.
Or a
shooting
half
stuff
court
before
shot,
was-
a half
that's pretty
court
cool.
like
Yeah,
buzzer
but
beater.
is that fluky?
For some people,
Yeah, okay. Well, not you, Chris.
like
You've actually
you see Steph Curry, like
you're tied for 10th all time in
Yeah.
NBL 3-pointers.
yes,
You actually got a fair resume, which they give us. And
What about NBL half quarters? Are you tied there?
no,
No, you're not winning them.
you are a 3-time NBL champion.
yep,
You are an
Yeah.
Olympic bronze medalist, the 2020
Correct.
Olympic Games, which would have been interesting, as I've said.
Go on, why?
Because of the pandemic, the whole city was on
Okay.
lockdown.
Okay,
And it's an
continue.
Olympics.
Yep.
It's your 11th season at Melbourne Yard,
yeah. If that's what it says,
Melbourne Tigers / United. But you played in 2007. That's 16 years ago. So maybe tell us, because I'll be honest with you, Chris, haven't been following since 2007. So I'm going to need a little bit of a background on what's going on. You've got a fair run sheet, so you must be pretty good. 34th of all time in the points scored.
Yeah,
We got some royalty here,
I'm
mate.
confused what the question is. So I can only
Tell me
imagine
about your
what
career.
Okay.
Give me a step-by-step of your career, please.
So I was born in Tassie, moved to Brisbane, 7 or 8 years old, school, junior basketball up there, played for the Brisbane Bullets for a couple of years.
Nice.
They went kaput.
Bad.
They folded, bad. Went to Perth,
God's country.
played for the Wildcats, came back, Gold Coast Blaze.
Okay.
They went kaput. Yep. There's a common theme here. And from there, I moved to Melbourne, spent a bit of time in Spain, Italy, and just got back from France. But for the most part, my main seasons have been in Melbourne since 2012-ish. So, yeah, in a nutshell, that's me.
It's 2000. When did the new sort of NBL start? Was that in and around
Yes.
2007?
So Larry,
Yeah.
the owner of the NBL, executive director, I think the phrase is, somewhere in the teens, late teens, like 15, 16, if I'm correct.
Yep.
And from there, the league's really jumped back up and taken off. There's some really good popularity about it right now.
We used to have the same major sponsor. I'm just trying to remember what it was. AHG. Probably shouldn't mention it,
Yes.
but I will. And we used to be able to sit courtside every now and then.
This will get bleeped out.
What's quite humiliating sitting courtside at the NBL because you manage to get on the big screen almost every single time, and there's not much you can do when the big screen's on. You're just sitting there
Yeah,
like
thumbs
that
up.
every single time.
Yeah.
It was sort of the place to be, the NBL games for a while there.
Celebrity
still is.
Row,
Yeah.
we call it. Celebrity Row.
Yeah.
The
Are there many? Do
courtside.
you ever get real celebrities? I mean, you're not a real
Yeah,
celebrity.
that's fair.
Because you're like in New York,
Gawny.
Madison Square Garden, and LA, like because
Yeah.
the same thing happens at NBA games, and they've got Will Ferrell and
Yeah.
Is Hemsworth coming?
Beyonce. I saw
Is
Beyonce.
coming?
I haven't seen him.
Haven't seen Hemsworth.
Haven't seen Hemsworth. But our last game in France, I'm waiting to inbound the ball at half court, and the whole sort of arena stops and's waiting because Mbappe is late back from the VIP room. So
You know who he is,
everyone's
Max?
waiting.
Yeah, he's a soccer player.
and he trudges down the sideline, sits in his seat, and all right, now we can start the game.
Was
There
he
you go.
a supporter of your team?
No, he was going for Wembanyama.
Okay.
We played Wembanyama's team in the last game, and he came out to see him.
There you go. So he's the number one pick in the NBA draft for Max, if you didn't know.
The one coming?
Wembanyama.
Just
No, the
gone.
one that just went.
Okay, so he's already been picked.
Yep.
He has. And he's 7'4". He's got an 8-foot wingspan. He's an alien. So Max is our little alien. He's only 6'10".
Little
And
alien.
Yeah.
our
6'10",
little.
yeah.
How long is your wingspan? Do you know? Have you ever had that measured?
As similar to my height, which is 6'10". yeah.
Okay, so you're a perfect square.
Yeah.
There you go. What? He's 7'4" centimeters tall. He's 8'10", so 8-foot wingspan. How was that? How'd you guys go on him? Is he any good?
Yeah, he's very good. We did a really good job. We had our power forward was like strong and still pretty big, maybe like 6'8" strong.
Yeah.
So we kind of tried to bully him and keep him away from the basket. But, as we said off air, anytime he's in the paint or he gets close to the basket, he's dunking it. And
Nice.
he just does some things. It's just like, what are you supposed to do?
Okay.
No one can guard it.
You beat him though. You guys won.
Nah.
Sorry. Nah. That's all right.
So we needed to win to make the playoffs.
Oh no.
And that's why he's
And
back here.
Oh, yeah, it's good to have you back.
why I'm
Yeah.
back.
Would have missed the podcast potentially
Well.
if they'd won.
Heaven forbid.
I know which one you'd rather be doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cold in France at the moment, isn't it?
No,
Nah, man. It's the
nice.
middle of summer.
Obviously. Thank you.
Oh. Anyway, keep going.
Keep going. Now let's talk Boomers.
Yeah.
Your training camp now? Or about to start?
In training for the camp, which is July 30th.
Yep.
So get a nice
Pre-season.
little pre-season. Is Ben Simmons going to play?
I'll ask Track.
We'll ask Track.
We'll ask
You heard
Harmsy.
from him?
Ask Harmsy, actually.
You haven't heard from him?
Well, everyone asked me that question, so I thought I'd get in
Get on the front
first and
foot.
just ask you.
Yeah, we'll get on to Christian. Christian will have heard.
Has he played a Boomer game, Ben Simmons?
He has a
Yeah.
long time ago before he was in the NBA. He was a young pup, and
And you were in that team?
no,
Okay.
I think he made it over me.
What position
no.
are you?
is it
Point
similar
guard.
So if he comes back, I'm done. So
Is it similar positions?
no, not really.
Yeah. He's tall, isn't
Yeah, he's big, 6'10",
he? Yeah.
6'10"-ish, point guard skills.
Played golf with his dad the other day.
There you go. Where at?
Moona Links.
Okay. Because you remember at Southern as well. You both
I am.
Southern boys. You're a
Yeah.
golfer as well, for those who don't know what Southern is. That's a golf course.
Yep.
So Chris loves his golf. There
Yeah,
you go.
shout out to Southern Golf Course, Golf Club.
Slightly cheaper version of Royal Melbourne. I'd say the
Bang
green
for buck.
The
you know,
greens
it's all
play
about
quite similar.
bang for buck.
Yeah.
Bang for buck.
How is the green going?
Yeah, the greens are fixed.
greens
Someone
are fixed?
murdered my green.
I played there.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, I saw that.
Cheer up, Chris. You're all right. But
Has he still got
what's
a
your
job?
handicap?
What was that?
The guy's
Has
got
the
a
guy
job.
still got a job?
Yeah.
The guy-
He does.
He
So
does.
he tendered his resignation, which was rejected by the club.
Oh, really?
And yeah, that's my mail, which is, finger on the pulse sort of stuff. But he's, yeah, well, he'll be the first guy to check and triple check and, make sure it never happens again, is the theory. So if he does it again, he's in trouble.
I want to go back to Boomers.
I don't. What's your handicap?
11.
Okay, you play often?
I try to.
Once a week?
On good weeks, yeah. I'll go out there once a week.
I was behind him the other day. He looked good.
Good looking swing. Left hand, right hand?
Right hand.
Little draw, little fade? Neither. Inconsistent.
Yeah, I'll give you both.
Welcome to
Depending on the day.
You had a bit of that the other day,
I've
Maxwell.
done a bit of that.
I think we've all been there.
We wave into a little bit of the golfing podcast world as well. When Angus has a good round, we tend to
Right.
talk a lot of golf.
So I did see, it wasn't you, Max, but someone teed off on 13
Yep.
after the uphill par 3.
Ah, yes.
Someone teed off and it didn't even get off it sort of rolled off the tee box and down onto the,
I think that might have been Cade.
was it?
No, it was Tom. It was Tom Sparrow.
Right.
Oh,
okay.
yeah. The
Tom
guy
I didn't
who's
know
not
who
here.
it was.
Yeah.
I was on the other hole and I just saw that and
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I feel a bit better about my golf game.
Yeah, no, he's in the 20s. To be fair, I'm only 19, so but I can say that he's in the 20s.
Yeah, exactly, mate. You've earned it.
Boomers, were you involved in that all-in?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, talk.
What do you mean by involved?
Were you?
Did I get
So you were in the
Bashed
arena
up.
to
Yeah.
start.
Who was it against?
Philippines?
Philippines. That was
Damn.
crazy. Have you seen the footage of that?
Yeah, I have. What was Dante Exum he was right in the middle of the.
No, Dante was in a recent one in Serbia in
Damn.
the EuroLeague. He
Oh,
got
yeah,
picked
actually,
up
yeah.
and dropped on his head.
That wasn't Boomers though, was it?
No, that
Sorry,
wasn't.
that's the most recent fight I've
That's
seen.
all right.
Yeah, and Thon Maker was the one running, flying knees
Yeah.
and kicks. And
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Flying
it was
Thon.
crazy.
What was the?
Tell me about your chon then, because we have joke ones where people grab here and sort of don't do
No, this was-
much.
this
This looked
was-
like
Yeah, this was the real deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's I can laugh about it and talk about it now because it was 5 years ago, but at the time it was pretty crazy. Like there's a photo of one of their assistant coaches and he's got a chair and I'm on the ground and he was about to.
You got chaired.
He was about to smash my head with a chair.
Does Triple H work with the Philippines?
So yeah, it was full on, a lot of suspensions. And it's interesting because the finals of the World Cup are in Manila. So we're going if we
going
make
back?
it
Thriller
through
in
to
Manila.
Yeah.
The famous,
yeah, we're going back to the
boxing
Philippines. So it'll be an interesting
place
response
to
to
have the
us.
finals.
Going
fight. How'd it start? Who started it?
who started it?
I was about to say, I think it might have been Chris.
There was a little bit of back and forth, and then one of our teammates at the time just went with the big check, and it all just started
Yeah.
from there.
Okay.
Bloody hell. Who started it?
And that's a modern day rival now, the Philippines v Australia. Are you allowed to play each other? Yeah.
We haven't played them
Since.
since, so it'll be interesting to see if that, if the draw.
They remember?
Yeah, well, I'm sure they remember.
And they're a good team, or
They're a nation that is up and coming.
That's a
In the
political way
basketball.
to
it's a
say
very
it.
political
No
way to
good.
say it.
That's why they got the chairs out. Do we have any listeners from the Philippines? I can't
We do,
remember.
I think.
Beautiful place. I love
talking.
it. But we
Singapore.
played in Manila. There was 50,000 people in the stadium. It was,
so they love it.
It was unreal. Oh, they're basketball mad.
And they all would have been wanting a crack at you as well.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. It would have been a pretty scary place to be once the final broke out.
Yeah, so we there was like a
Bus straight out of there.
political exit from the country.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
God.
like the prime minister organised. We were going to a certain hotel. Like it was crazy at the time.
And flew straight out of there.
Yeah, the next morning straight out, full security to the airport. Police escort, all that.
Wow.
Get them out.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty
That's
cool.
insane.
I mean, we've never had that.
No, we haven't.
Nothing political ever really comes from a footy brawl. Have you ever had a melee fine?
No, never.
I've had a melee
As I said, you do the lot of this.
Yeah, but if you
Then
start
they just
that,
throw the ball up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way to
yeah,
go.
that's how they. But if you
there.
start the melee fine, if you start the melee, you get fined.
Okay. I suspect if I brought a chair out, then
Yeah.
I'd
Try
be
to take
fined as
someone's
well.
head off.
Fine as well, but
It'd be pretty
that's
hard
a
to find a
close
chair. They're all sort of mounted.
yeah,
at
bolted down. You'd have to do some
Yeah,
real.
there's no celebrity row at AFL.
Yeah, exactly.
We do get a few NBA players that come.
Yes.
For
Yeah,
the
I think I saw Giddy was chopping and changes his allegiances. He was at the Pies yesterday.
We got one of a guy who won the NBA. Just gone.
Jack White.
Yeah, that Jamal Murray got a photo with Harmsy, Bailey Fritsch
Sparks.
and Sparks, yeah.
Earlier this year.
Earlier this year.
Yeah.
There you go. That's good. Good. It's probably a good omen for you that you're coming on pre-season
Yes.
because we apparently breed winners. It's a good way to go.
So Boomers, the camp is for what?
Selection for the World Cup.
Which is when?
August 20-something through to the start of September.
Okay, and is that the next thing you're doing, or is NBL start before then?
Yeah, so NBL will start, like pretty much the whole of world basketball will pause for the World Cup.
Okay.
And then everything will pick up afterwards.
Okay, so it's not mid-season for NBL or anything like that?
No, it's right at the start.
That's worked out well.
Yeah.
How's the team looking this year?
They know what they're doing.
How are we looking?
We're looking good. Delhi's back. Joe Luala-Chul is back. He spent a year in China.
Nice.
Just
Hooping?
cashing in.
Yeah.
That's just genuine.
Securing the bag.
Yeah.
That's all right.
You're
Big
never
time.
going to knock anyone for securing
I'll
the
never
bag,
knock a
are you?
man or
Yeah.
a man for securing his
So,
bag.
yeah, we've got a lot of young Aussie talent. Luke Travers, who got drafted by Cleveland last year, has come over from the Wildcats. Yeah, we had a shocking season last year. Didn't make the playoffs, so we'll try and rectify that,
Okay.
I reckon.
Okay, that's
Nice.
exciting. And Boomers, chance?
Big chance, yeah. I mean, we came third at the Olympics. Bit of a different format. There's a lot more teams at the World Cup than the Olympics. But, yeah, I mean, we talk about wanting to win a gold medal, and we believe that if we go out and play to our best, we can. So that's the goal.
Is that, I'm presuming that'd be up there, one of the more daunting tasks playing the, what do they call themselves? The Dream
United
Team?
States of
The-
America.
The Dream Team, is it?
That was like the
Yeah.
1992
Yeah,
version.
so
a little bit behind, but
in Tokyo, we played them in the semi to get through to the gold medal game, and I think we were up, 10, 12 points in the second quarter.
Yep.
I was like, holy shit, like this is,
it's happening.
yeah. And then a guy by the name of Kevin Durant just decided to show up and
I've heard about
win
him.
the
What's
game.
it like playing on? Because that's like they're all the biggest and best stars. And then what's it like playing against the collection? Like I'm sure you're looking around thinking, bloody hell, like I know every single one of these guys, and they're all Kevin Durant-ish.
Yeah, I think like Joe, Paddy, Delhi, Bainesy, these guys that are in the NBA, they do a really good job of, for them, that's just another opponent. It's
just
like you
normalise
playing
it. Yep.
Geelong or whoever it is,
North Melbourne.
essentially. Coming up against Sheasel.
The Shees.
That's my
Bayside
boy.
Sandy
He is,
Dragon,
yes.
He's got a little Bayside in him.
So they do a good job of like normalizing it. And, we read a scout, we go through their strengths, their weaknesses, just like anyone else. So, because if you go out there and you put them on a pedestal and you're, oh my
Yeah.
God, what am I going to do? Like you've lost already. So, we do a good job of that. But of course, there's times where, I'm trying to guard Damian Lillard or whatever it is. I'm like,
I'm in trouble.
just take a step
I'm in
back,
the deep water.
contest. You don't want to get crossed over. You don't want to go viral. Just like get a contest and hope he misses.
Who's the best player you've ever played against?
Durant,
Have you played against LeBron James?
no,
Okay, I was just going to have to check for you throwing shade at
Michael Jordan, not your era.
no, I didn't play against Michael Jordan.
Stiff.
I'm older, but
Not that
I'm
old.
not 60.
Kevin Durant. He's about your height, I reckon. Imagine if you were as agile as Kevin Durant.
KD, is that
and
what they call
could
him?
shoot. Yeah, they sometimes call him that.
Yeah. He's my
Yeah.
height.
Yep.
You were sniffed to get to the NBA. It's probably a little bit late in the piece.
Yeah, I'm almost 35 now.
Yeah,
I
a
think
little bit
that's
late.
Done. I think that's done.
Do you ever get
That's
close?
all right. Did a couple summer leagues. A couple years ago, I went and did a little mini camp with Golden State, which was good.
So you know Steph Curry. So do I.
We're boys. You play golf with him?
Well, not quite, but he sent me a signed jumper. We're just back and forth a little bit, Steph and
the
I.
boys.
So, yeah, you get this signed jumper, signed cap.
Are
But
you better than Pendles at basketball, you reckon?
Ooh, I don't know.
Yeah, because he's
That's a
apparently the best basketballer that's come out of Australia.
I've heard it. I've
Yeah.
heard that on many an
Dual sport
occasion.
athlete.
He gets down to Hoop City. He was down there in the off season.
Yeah.
Him and
He can actually ball, can't he?
He was a really good junior basketballer.
Okay. He's about your age?
He is my age. Yeah, I think he's 88. So he would have made all the Australian teams and
Couple of
big
myths I'd like to
teams when he
debunk.
was.
Was Steph Martin in and around the teams then? Because he claims he was an Australian under 18 or something.
Yeah, I think so. I wasn't around. I wasn't that good when I was young, to be
Okay.
honest. Yeah, bit of a
Late bloomer.
No real
bloomer.
pathway for Tasmania basketball. There is now.
There is. Yeah.
jack jumpers.
Are you
Jackies.
for the stadium? Sorry, let's get into some real AFL politics here. Do you want?
Look, I left Tasmania. I consider myself Tasmanian. I left when I was 7 or 8.
Yeah.
So
Doesn't care.
Tasmanian politics is not really high on my
Yeah, okay.
agenda
You've
when
got
it
the
comes
political
to the,
stuff, Chris. I'm loving you. You're really nice and political.
There's someone you know that's passionate about it, though, isn't there?
It's weird because all Tasmanian people, they have their own footy teams
Yeah.
because there's been no Tasmanian team. So it'd be interesting to see the support.
Yeah.
Whether they would, abandon if they were going for Melbourne and go for the Tassie whatevers.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't go for the Tasmanian team,
You're North through and through.
North Melbourne.
Yeah.
Shimboner.
Is
That
that-
Yeah,
Shimboner
man.
spirit.
Yeah.
How'd that come about?
So my old man played 2 games for North
Nice.
in the 80s.
Okay.
And then, my whole mum's side of the family is from that sort of North Melbourne and Footscray area.
Okay.
So, yeah,
you go.
it's in me blood, as they say.
Well, they play in Tassie as well, don't they?
They do. It works both ways.
So, sorry, just to clear that up, no to the stadium.
I'm not really for
Spend
or
the taxpayer
against.
money on other stuff. That's what we're hearing. Mr. Political over here.
I'm not really. I don't feel strongly either way about it.
Yeah. Okay. And would you go back to the jumping jacks?
Yep,
Would you for a bit of like a Chris Goulding comes home,
the Jack Jumpers.
Jack jumper? Sorry,
Jacks.
that's pretty close.
I'm pretty happy in Melbourne as it stands.
Okay, you're a Melbourne boy.
Yeah.
Yep. How old can basketballers play for?
Well, yeah, forever.
Whoa.
D-Mac, Daryl McDonald, legend of our league,
Yeah,
was
he's
still playing at 44
Okay.
Wow.
and still contributing.
You're taking his stuff into list management, saying,
Yeah, I want to do that.
9-year deal.
I'm
Going to get a 9-year.
just going to hang on for
Yeah.
as long as I can.
okay,
Yeah, I don't plan on any early retirements, but I'm almost 35, so I've got a couple years left on my deal. We'll see how we go after that.
and what's sore?
Normally everything,
Yeah.
but I actually feel really good at the moment.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, it is off season.
the French summer agrees with
Yeah,
me.
so,
Warms you
okay. So you need to get away to France for 3 months every year.
Yep.
I can see that.
Put that in
Maybe.
the contract.
Write that in.
Well, I'm getting towards that age, and maybe that's something I pitch.
So am I.
Yeah, you're a little bit younger, but could I pitch maybe a European summer during these buy rounds? There's
let's
been a
have
lot
a
of
chat.
commentary around
Yeah.
these buy rounds. So like,
Get to
a
Bali.
lot of people stopped watching. A lot of people were traveling. Maybe I'll just duck off for a couple
Bali's
of
too
weeks.
close to the Philippines. We can't.
Yeah.
We've now got a lead.
You're associated with
Yeah,
me
we have
now.
the
You can't
allegiance
go to
now.
Manila.
I can't go to
We've
Philippines
got a few
anymore.
international listeners, so you'd be surprised.
Did you
how
find a
that goes.
Philippines one?
I didn't really look too hard, to be honest.
Do you mind if I have a look?
Yeah,
You
have a little
absolutely
look.
can.
Keep talking.
Okay,
I'm
we'll talk amongst
listening.
ourselves.
Indonesia.
gone really well, I
9
thought.
listeners from Indonesia.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so maybe there might be somewhere for us
Prime
to stay
Minister's
on.
one. He's in our good books. He's in our good graces.
Tell
us about your connection with Sporting Globe. Why are we all
sponsor.
here? Yeah.
Yeah, Sporting Globe, they're a great supporter of Melbourne United. We do, so when we play away games, they hold parties, watch parties for the fans
Parties?
to come and, parties,
Yeah, wow.
to come and to watch our games. They hold great NBA events, finals games. And they're a good supporter of the club and the team, especially whenever we want to get down and
Yeah, they
have
make
some
good
wings.
wings, don't they? Yeah,
don't
exactly.
I'd say here.
Which is your favourite?
I'm guessing they're barbecue.
One of them looks barbecue.
Yeah, I would stay away from the spicy, especially at 8 a.m.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
You never know. Maybe at 4 p.m. I might be
And these ones,
eager to try a bit of spice.
they're good.
Yeah, I'd love to know what they are. They seem like potato chips, but
Potato-y.
in the shape of a hash brownie type setup. If you say that at the Sporting Globe counter, I'm sure they'd know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they look waffly.
I only have one more. Do you
I have no more.
You have no more.
So you finish it off.
Do you guys play on Christmas Day or close to Christmas Eve? Or you
Yeah,
have played on Christmas Day.
well, we did as a club, but I got COVID.
Oh wow.
So I got COVID somewhere around, so we played 23rd, 25th this year, I think it was right.
Yeah.
So I got COVID somewhere around that 23rd game.
Yeah.
So I woke up the next morning and it was all bad. So yeah, we play on Christmas Day. It's been a contentious topic.
Sure.
But they've rejigged it a little bit. So I think the two Sydney-based teams are playing each other on Christmas Day. I'd be fine. I'd be really happy to do it, play against the other Melbourne team.
Yep.
But from all reports, it was a success. I've played on Boxing Day pretty much every year of my career, which means you're training on Christmas Day. So it's not that much difference
Yep.
to
Come
us.
2 p.m. Christmas Day when Uncle Tony's just sitting there telling jokes. I'm interested in potentially going to the basketball. 4 p.m. start, would it be? Something around that?
Yeah, I think it's 4 and 6
Yeah.
or something along
I'd
those
pop down.
lines.
Well, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Thanks for having me. It's been fun.
Yeah, I've got a new team. I'm,
What was,
Who's
your
that?
team, what was your team beforehand, out of curiosity?
I was thinking tentatively about the Jack Jumpers, but we've busted that myth, so I'm out of the Jack Jumper business.
Surely we're Melbourne United fans
Bayside,
before.
Melbourne United.
Yeah,
Before
probably
this.
have to be. Yeah, I'll swing by the Hoop Centre.
Unless you're
City.
Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, is that? Yeah, you're not them.
No, okay. No, of course not. No.
That's a
United
different
through and
take
through.
on the other side of the highway.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a
Nah,
long
mate,
way away.
I'm stretching. Melbourne's the wrong side of. Anyway, I'm a Melbourne United fan.
That's a bad, for bad takes.
I
That's
pulled
right
out.
up there.
I pulled out of the take. Yeah, thanks very much for coming on. I'm excited to watch not only the Boomers as well. We got some Boomer stuff. We got a full schedule of basketball to look forward to.
Get me some info on Ben. If he's
Sure,
playing.
I will.
Yeah, we will.
I will.
Petraka.
He's our man. Anyway,
Thanks,
thanks very much.
Chris.
Thank you.
Hi Gus and Gawny listeners, it's Christian Petrarca here. The team at Zurich Insurance have been protecting Australians for over 100 years, from individuals and families to businesses large and small. They're your go-to for life insurance, income protection and business insurance. So check out their website or speak with a financial advisor to see how they can support you. Now let's head back to the boys.
Newtown's getting big.
Almost transcending the show itself.
I love 37.
Now, I'm going to go in order of importance here. A bit's happened in the last week.
Is that the news you're leading with?
Welcome back. You would have just heard from our major sponsors, Zurich.
You know, it's not us that's always reading the advert out.
Who else reads it?
I heard one the other week. Christian Salem did one.
Wasn't Rish and Raf?
I don't think they're sponsored by Zurich.
No, okay.
Are they?
They're certainly not sponsored by Sporting Globe.
They're not. By the way, great sponsorship. We haven't touched the wings. They smell delicious.
I'm a big
though.
fan of Sporting Globe Richmond, Sporting Globe Trentside Park, Sporting Globe Knox. Just haven't been this far out for a long time, Morty Alec.
Well, it's a nice part of the world. Beach views. We can see them over the top there. It's not a great day, but great venue to come in.
It is. Tongue in cheek. I'm trying to get into Bayside.
Don't know why. Well, this isn't. But
It is
the
Bayside.
The southern tip of
Chris
Bayside.
said it was Bayside, although Chris is not from Bayside, which is quite weird.
I'm the mayor of
Hi,
Bayside.
Cade.
Hello, guys.
We got the news hound with us.
Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me. Sorry I missed last week. We had our 4-day break, so
Yeah, we were in studio, which was
Yeah, we studioed
We've
up.
gone
Yeah.
in studio into Sporting Globe
Globe.
Morty Alec.
yep.
Which is better, do you think?
Sporting Globe Morty Alec.
Yeah. They sponsored the podcast.
We didn't get wings at SEN studio, did we?
No, we didn't. I struggled to get a clicky pen to write some notes down with.
And
Anyway.
we had David Neitz last week.
Yeah.
And Chris Goulding this week. So
Amazing.
we're going pretty big.
Yep. Who's next week?
I've been pushing. There's actually a couple of questions that we're going to read out soon, but I've been pushing for a current player for a little bit.
Okay.
But Goulding was obviously lost the playoffs because Gus wished him to. And he was available this week, so we got him in. But there will be a current player at some point.
Yeah, feels like it's probably due.
Probably due.
Not sure who it'll be though. We'll
I
find
mean,
out.
I've this phone. I'll tell you. Anyway, have fun cutting that out. Cade, what do you got for us?
So
First things first, I think. It should be I know what the first piece of news should be.
I'm not going to talk about it.
Well, I mean, allow me to. The hound, is there like some sort of news hound rule that you can't report news on yourself?
No, that's hounding 101.
Hounding 101. Well, Cade Chandler has secured his bag, signed a 3-year contract extension.
Thanks, guys.
Did you
Can't
find
find
it?
it. Can't find it.
Yep. So
3 years.
3 years.
How much?
You taking all
not
the
enough.
coin?
Nah, it wasn't much left
Not
after,
enough.
after you guys.
Not
and
enough. You
Cozzy,
wanted more.
Clary track, everyone signed on, so on peanuts, but I'm still happy to be here in
3
the red
years.
and blue until 26.
3 years
There
is
you
the
go.
new 1 year contract.
What do you?
Well, there's like
Sorry?
9 year. There's like 9 year contracts now.
Yeah, but they're 9-year contracts.
Yeah, 3 years. 3 years is the new. Yeah, we'll just give you a 3.
I couldn't disagree with more further.
Max,
That's-
I had 4 1-year deals to
There you go.
start, and I
he's earned a
guarantee-
3. He's got a
I've
3-year bag.
3 years now. It's
Can we just pause for a sec?
The camera's working. We can just podcast.
If you're
And
listening,
back in.
if you're listening to this, wherever you're listening to, obviously vodcast, podcast, Spotify, all sorts of different things. Go back to around the 32-minute mark, roughly 45 seconds ago. I'm pretty sure Gus farted. I'm
you
not
smelled
sure.
anything yet?
Well, no, but
That's usually
it could
a
have
sign.
been. It could have been one of those ones that didn't smell. But that was a noise that you're doing involuntary farts at the age of 7.
This is such a rogue.
You should get that
take.
checked.
Another rogue take. But back to Chin. You've signed for your 3 years.
Yeah.
I'm sure there would have been interest galore. South Australian, the prodigal son returning home potentially, but you've swatted away all the interest after a great start to the year.
Well, yeah. I mean, there were a few conversations with my management group, but at the end of the day, this is where I wanted to be with my boys. And Melbourne took a chance on me in the draft when no one else really did. So I feel like this is where my allegiance lies.
What pick were you?
I was pick 15 in the rookie draft.
Okay.
So yeah, I think I
Was
spoke
it-
to 2 clubs in my draft year.
Were you our last
Yes.
pick?
Yeah. Yeah.
And look at you now. Played
Yeah.
every game this year. Off to a flying start. Snags.
Yeah, it's been good. But anyway, I feel uncomfortable talking about me. So can
That's
I
all
get
right.
into
That's
the
why
news?
I'm doing it, brother. That's why I'm taking over this segment of the news. But you can go now.
We've got to have our conversations as well about where the news position is for the next 3 years.
Yeah.
Our gut feel is you have a good chance to keep
Yeah,
it.
liking what you're bringing.
We don't just give out 3-year contracts though, so we'll have to talk to some people and
You'll hear from us first.
yeah.
Understood.
We'll go through your man. You'll hear it.
Yeah.
But you've excelling on and off the field.
Who is your manager?
Michael Dowdy.
Well, good on you,
TLO.
Dowder.
Have a little word
Yeah,
to Michael
yeah,
Dowdy.
let's.
Friends with Goody?
Very good friends with Goody.
And that would have helped.
I think potentially Goody's manager as well. So
Okay.
yeah,
okay.
definitely helped.
So Goody knew everything that was going on the whole time. Yeah.
Not sure.
Cade's only holding out because he's asking for 3 and they want to. Goody knew that the whole way. Stiff.
Anyway,
well, we
I'm
still
happy
got
with
it.
3.
Tell us about some other news, Kate.
Yep,
Congratulations.
all right.
Tell us
So
some more
the
news.
Corrigan-Whitford Cup, the VFL Geelong-Melbourne game, for those that weren't following at home last year, Cora was our VFL coach last year and then was down in Geelong. So Taylor's taken over and it was his first game against them and we got the chocolates, 80-40. Melky kicked 4. Harmsy and Bowser and Tomo both had 27 each and played really well. So it was Bowser's first game back from his pretty brutal concussion a couple of weeks ago. So it was good to have him back and seems like he hasn't dropped off any form. T-Mac had his first run on the Alter G this week.
What's the Ultra G?
Alter G is like an anti-gravity treadmill where you can run at different percentages of your body weight.
Oh, we got one for ourselves,
New
don't
one
we?
at Casey.
We got a
Yeah,
new one.
we do.
Wow.
Yeah. So T-Mac is the inaugural player of
the
the
guinea
brand
pig.
new Alter G at Casey.
Looks cool. Like it'd be a fun novelty to run at 10% of your body weight.
Looks
Or
like
0%.
something. Looks like something that you'd find at NASA.
Yeah, exactly.
There'd be no point of running at 0, would there?
To feel like what it would be like to be an astronaut.
But from an
Mate.
injury point of view, there'd be no point
Oh,
of running
absolutely
at 0.
not. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
So it was also Pets' first game back on the weekend, and Clary is nearing a return as well. I've got a
fire
couple
up.
questions for both of you. So we had a major auction last night as a club, raised over $60,000. So
That's awesome. Yeah, round of applause.
well done
to everyone who got involved.
To everyone who bid, and there was a couple of experiences. So Gus, your Guernsey went for over $500 last night, so it was the most out of any player's Guernsey. So congratulations.
Was it really?
It was, mate. It
What
was.
okay, well,
Salo
What
was
did you
second.
get out of that?
good feeling inside,
feeling.
knowing that you helped out.
Now, can I just say, someone paid $850 for a coffee with Max and Jake Lever.
So they paid $850 for a coffee with Max.
Surely I have a say in who I get to have the coffee with if it's 2 players.
No, mate, that's the auction item.
As in the person who bid or the person you want to
No, the person who bid, I'm more than happy to go for an $850 coffee, but
Like
you got to
Lever?
bring Rick.
Yeah. That was going to
Maybe
be
he could have been the selling point.
I
to be
wonder
honest.
how much. No. I wonder how much it would have been if it was just a coffee with you.
He would have bought his caravan, Rick. Yeah, do you reckon
Yeah,
they've
done themselves out of. They would have got to 4 digits, I reckon.
I agree.
Anyway, sorry, Rick, caught
but
that.
In what was a quiet week for news, which is probably a good thing because it means that we didn't have too many injuries.
No
and
news
things
is good
like
news,
that.
Chin.
That's exactly right.
That's the
mate.
oldest saying in the news world.
But we're up in Alice this week, so it'll be. I
Have
don't know
you
what
just-
guys are thinking, but it's going to be good to get away. I think.
Not sure if they're a sponsor. I think they are anymore. NT are they? They are. NT is still a sponsor. Alice Springs is beautiful.
It's an amazing part of the world.
Have you
Go
checked
there
it?
if you haven't.
If you check the weather,
It'd be freezing cold.
it's 11 degrees on the
Yeah.
weekend.
Freezing.
No, but it's normally 22 and then 0 degrees
Yeah,
at
yeah,
night.
yeah.
this
Do we
time
ever
of the
play
year.
them in July though?
Yeah. We play at the exact same time. It's normally like their winter is 20,
Yeah, yeah,
21,
yeah.
and then
That
it's
11
freezing
seems
night.
unders. 11 seems unders.
I don't think it's ever been 11 in Alice, and we're playing a game there. That's fine. I'm more than happy to play. That's Melbourne.
I will
weather.
love playing there.
Yeah, I love playing in 11 degrees, but I just was expecting some sun. But
I just
still
think-
go to Alice. If anyone's
Just
up in
take
the
a
air,
jacket.
just take
Or
a
two,
jacket.
or two.
Rug up.
I just think it could be a good good exciting week for us to get away and get back out into the country and a bit of fresh air. And
Last time we played in Alice,
Cozzy kick 6.
It reminds me a little bit of where Cade's from, not knowing where Cade's from. I haven't been there. No one's been there by the sounds of things. But so I was just like, I had this feeling that we're like in Cade territory. Yeah. And we're walking into the hotel last time and he knows the first 2 people we see. Hey, Cade. They're from his hometown.
Really?
Yeah.
There you go.
Gawny and I were walking with our room keys to our rooms, which were adjacent one another.
Which is weird. They put the captain and the carryover emergency at the time in the same section, but
doesn't matter. And yeah,
they weren't next to each other on the plane. No worry, I was 1A. What were you?
23.
Did you go back that far?
F.
Okay.
And I was actually I was stowed away underneath the plane.
With the Sharons.
So we were
not now though.
No, not now.
You'll
now.
be 1B. I can't wait.
So we were walking to our rooms, and this guy just said, "Oh, how's Mildy?" And because that's my old man's name, and I was like, "What? Sorry?" And he goes, "Oh, how's Mildy?" I said, "Yeah, he's good." Gawny's just had a massive bewildered look on his face, and it turns out that Justin used to work for my old man on the farm, and now runs the Mercura at Alice Springs. Bloody hell! And I can remember when I was 4 years old, I used to sit on the tractor with him, and
there you go.
Haven't seen him for 15 years. So
no wonder. Yeah,
hey, Justin.
There you go, Justin.
Do you find that funny?
Who was the second one?
His wife,
yeah.
Christine.
Well, fair enough.
Yeah.
I put a bit of tax on the story to make it sound a bit better.
Well, I just assumed that Sejuna, you moved to the Big Smoke, you're moving down Adelaide, not up to Alice.
Yeah.
But there you go. Goes both ways.
It's a general pattern. But
one of the comical things that always happens this week is someone, normally a first and second year player, will ask Maisie if his family's coming to the game. Always happens. He's from Darwin. Melbourne's probably on par as far away as Darwin. I think it's like a 12-hour drive.
A long way from both cities.
So if they're listening, if Ollie Sesson's listening to the podcast, don't ask Maisie if his family's coming.
Yeah, that'd be a miss. We got some questions.
Yeah, we do have some questions. All 3 of us.
You got news done? Happy with the news?
News is done.
All right.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yep.
Let's.
Thanks to our friends at the Sporting Globe. Similar to the last few years, we got some vouchers to give away.
We'll aim to give away more than one.
And since we're back here at this beautiful establishment,
let's pop a few off.
I'm not sure about the suburb, but the location, where we are in the suburb is beautiful. We can see the beach.
Some beach views. Got some wings.
We're going to give away some
highways
vouchers. There was a Instagram not put up by you because you don't put up Instagrams at all.
I don't anymore, do I?
No, honestly, I'm taking it away from you. Every time I remind you, your initial response is unbelievable. You post photos of your bed and stuff.
I'll have one more go.
Yeah, so tonight there'll be a photo of your bed, most likely. Made. That wasn't even made.
You can't do the same gag twice.
But then you'd drop off. But
we have one podcast every 2 weeks. You said put a podcast up of the guests we've had. So if I put...
Has there been a David Neitz one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep talking.
There better be a CG 43.
That'll be going up.
Okay. Anyway, the question was put out, do you have a question for Gus and Gawny? If you get read out for your question, we're going to read out a few. You get a $100 voucher for Sporting Globe.
Just before we get too far down that track, I put a photo up of David Neitz. I put a photo up of us in our jumpers, and I put a photo up of Cade Chandler when he signed his contract.
Okay.
Extension.
Which is all unfolded in the last 3 weeks. So
I apologise.
Well, when was that? That was 14th of June, which was... Yeah, okay. It's closing in on like 12 days ago that I posted. I'll be better.
So I'm just going to give you an example of ones we're not going to read out. So I'm not going to mention these people's names because they're not going to win the voucher. They actually owe the Sporting Globe $100. So I want them to come in,
down,
and buy.
And you know who you are. If you're listening, you'll know that you asked this question.
Has Brody made you a worse player, Max? That's an example of someone that has to come pay for a pint.
That's not funny.
Sort your forward line up. That's another example.
Sort your forward line up is a poor use of. Sort your forward line up.
Did I read it wrong?
No, I think that's fine. Continue. Bad question.
But one we will read. This is from Demon Jade. What is your favourite TV show? And this is quite topical because mine's The Office. I'm not sure if yours is The Office. Do you like The Office?
No, I do like The Office, but I'm not going to distinguish if it's a US or UK version.
Well, no,
what about the Swedish? Do you like the Swedish version?
It's not the UK one because no one's watched the UK one.
Okay. Is it the Mexican one?
Don't get started.
Have you watched the UK Office?
No, I haven't.
Is it
Nor have
Spanish?
I.
Yeah.
Which is your favourite?
The US by a country mile.
You sure it's not Sasson 2? Sasson 1 and 2, the Swedish one?
So the fact that you haven't watched an episode of the US Office is the most stubborn thing I've ever seen.
I watched the Swedish one. The Swedish one's funny as.
There's no Swedish Office.
There's about 7 offices that have been franchised to different...
There's an Australian one coming.
Well, there you go. Make it 8.
Okay.
I won't be watching that one either.
You've watched the UK one.
And the Swedish one.
Do
and
you
the
think
Croatian one.
Would you agree that the UK Office is your favourite TV show?
No.
What is your favourite TV show?
I think my favourite TV show of all time is Breaking Bad. And Game of Thrones close second. But the first half of Game of Thrones.
Okay.
Game of Thrones dropped off a cliff.
It did.
After season 4, I think.
Yeah.
5 maybe. But there you go.
This is from Mon Pupkov. Probably should have guessed someone with an easier Instagram name to say, but when will either of you appear as a guest on the Petraka Cooking Instagram show On Track?
I'm going to hazard a guess and say never.
Has Barbie Onions?
That's dead.
Could they do a collab?
That's
with,
in a 4-year coma. That's in the
what's the
life
what's
support.
the page? On Track. Is that his Instagram one?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I feel like the criteria there is you have to be a super famous chef, and I guess you've got a restaurant. You want to get on the tools at Motor or
What's his TikTok called?
don't
Just
have
Christian
TikTok.
Petraka.
Don't know. Don't have TikTok.
Well, so the answer is none of us are going to make an appearance.
Never.
No.
Probably never going to
I
happen.
think Tom McDonald might for meat.
Yeah,
most
yeah.
likely. This is a good one. Michael EJ35. Well, actually, no, he's friends with my wife.
Well, that's why you picked it.
No, it's just
So
sort
he
of
gets
popped
up.
up.
Oh, there you go.
He gets a $100 sporting loan voucher. Not sure if there's one in Ballarat. Is there one in Ballarat? There
be.
is one in Ballarat. Oh, perfect. You just go to the Ballarat one. What's Vanders doing these days?
Fitting clubs.
Oh, how long do we have?
Give us a little snapshot on Vanders, please.
A little snapshot. So he's living his best life. Aaron Vandenberg, by the way, ex-teammate of ours, for those who don't instantly make that connection. He's living in Elwood, which probably doesn't mean a whole lot to everyone, but he's working at PwC. He's sorting out, he's running his small business.
Gets the funny bit.
Small business, and he's also operating a small to medium-sized pro shop out of his second room. He's caught the bug of golf in a way that I've never really seen before, and but got a lot of golf clubs, left and right. The problem is he's left and right-handed. He grew up playing hockey, only right-handed sticks. He's a left-hander, so he hasn't quite decided if he's a left or right-handed golf player.
And what does he play off now?
Doesn't have a handicap.
Okay, you would have thought someone like that would have been.
Doesn't have a handicap. I played with him. Last time I played with him, he gave himself 27 strokes.
Okay. This is from
There you go. That's Vanders. He's going well.
Kadia Balako. Who's Angus's favourite brother and why?
My favourite brother. That's a good question.
That's why they asked it, I reckon.
Yep, there's $100. What's her name?
Kadia.
Katia.
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 To be fair, she's probably put all sorts of different letters. No, it's up there. I've scrolled.
Okay. My favourite brother is William, the eldest, and that's because he would be able to bash me up if I said anyone else.
That's fair. We'll go one more.
Yep.
How many is that? How many?
That's 4.
Okay, so we'll go 5.
This is technically 3 questions in one. And I get a lot of feedback in and around podcast stuff about when are you going to get this guy on? When are you going to get this guy on? When are we going to get Trent Rivers on? And at some point, we'll get Trent Rivers on. Could be our next guest.
Could be. We got a long
This
list.
is from GraceRidge.07. What is Trent Rivers' favourite food? Does Trent have a girlfriend? Does Trent Rivers smell good?
So
They're 3 different questions.
One each.
One
Sure.
each. Does Trent Rivers smell good?
Yeah.
Okay. His favourite food? I'm going to run with the buffalo wings from Sporting Globe. And you? The last question was, does he have a girlfriend?
Trent Rivers.
I don't get it.
What was that?
What that?
Not
You're
allowed.
going to bleep that out, are you? Oh, they've bleeped it out. Look at them. So everyone wants to hear about Trent Rivers' girlfriend, and then they go ahead and bleep that out. Well, good on you, Melbourne. Can't say anything these days.
Thank you.
Sorry, that was a good question. I wish, if you don't hear that, then, they're going to bleep out anything else I say, but...
I just love how many responses we've got from someone finally trying to get some interaction with our Instagram fans. Like, all you have to do is just do those little questions on Instagram they do? Like, I'm going to go live for 1 hour. Ask me as many questions as you can. Look at this. This is crazy.
Who did that? Where was that on?
Melbourne FC.
Okay, well, they got 100 and they got a few more followers than we do.
Yeah, but we got all 10,000 of us love Gus and Gawny.
All right, I'll do it. I'll sort that out. That'll be my next project.
Actually, sorry, not all of them love Gus and Gawny.
Yeah, there's a few ones we didn't read out.
A few people that are a bit
You know
unsure
who
about
you
my
are.
place in the team. Okay.
Well, yeah. Anyway, that's stiff. You probably don't deserve that.
No. All right.
Skipper. 6-time Australian.
We'll come back in a fortnight with a current player, which is going to be exciting. Probably Trent Rivers at this stage. Actually, no, we want Brody.
Maybe.
We'll pick.
We'll pick.
Depends
a
if
long
you and
list.
Brody are on talking terms because he's made you a worse player.
Yeah, correct.
was
Which
one.
we were going to have a chat about.
Yeah.
But okay.
Okay. Anything else?
No, see you in a fortnight.
You will.